After discussing the meaning and characteristics of models of teaching, the basic question that may come to our mind is, what are the fundamental elements of models of teaching? Let us move toward the fundamental elements of models of teaching. As a model of teaching provides valuable guidelines and blueprints for carrying out the task of teaching for the realization of some specific objectives. For the proper use of teaching model, the teacher must be properly acquainted with the fundamental elements of models of teaching. The fundamental elements of teaching models are as follows. Number 1, focus, syntax, principle of reaction. Number 4, social system. Number 5, support system, and number 6 is application context. Now we shall discuss these fundamental elements of models of teaching in detail. The first fundamental element of models of teaching is focus. Focus is the central aspect of teaching model. The focus of the model is basically the purpose of model. Focus refers to the frame of reference for developing a model. The objectives and different aspects of instructional environment constitute the focus of the model. The focus of model determines various processes, conditions, and a factor which compose the model. For example, if the focus of the model is to develop inductive reasoning, then students should be provided with the opportunity to collect different species of information. So, on the basis of this collected information, one can draw inferences. Thus, the focus is the first and important element of a model. Now, the second fundamental element of models of teaching is syntax. The term syntax refers to description of models in action. Each model consists of several phases and activities which have to be arranged in a specific sequence quite unique to the particular model. The syntax helps a teacher in the organization of complete program of teaching. The syntax tells teacher how he should begin or proceed further. Now, the third fundamental element of models of teaching is principle of reaction. Principles of reaction tell the teacher how to regard the learner and how to respond to what the learner does during the use of the model. The teacher's action and reaction should be based on some selected schedule of reinforcement such as reward, praise, etc. The principles of reaction decide teacher's response to the student's behavior. Discretion of this reaction of the teacher should be an important element of a model. Now, the fourth fundamental element of model is the social system. This element is concerned with the activities of students and the teacher and their mutual relationships. Since every teaching model is different, each model will have its own social system and rules of engagement. The social system is related to the interactive roles and relationship between the teacher and students. The kinds of norms that are encouraged and students' behavior which is rewarded. In some models, the teacher has a dominant role to play, whereas in some models, the activity is centered around the students, and in some other models, the activity is equally distributed. This element is based on the assumption that every class is a miniature society. The social system occupies a central position in making the teaching impressive and successful in relation to the previously selected objectives. Now, the next element is the support system. This support system element of the models of teaching refer to the additional requirements beyond the usual human skills or capacities from the teachers and the facilities or schedules available in an ordinary classroom. Such type of additional supports may demand some special skills, knowledge and material facilities like films, self-instructional system, visiting some places, a flexible schedule and a particular organizational climate suiting the requirements of a particular model. It is needless to emphasize that the support system of a model contributes to the success of a model by generating the desirable classroom environment. For example, if we want to implement individualization, we have to provide a number of audiovisual aids, program text, etc. as a support system to cater to needs of the individual learners. Last fundamental element of model of teaching is the application context. This element of models of teaching describe its application aspect. Some teaching models are meant for a short lesson, some for long and some for both. They are also differ in terms of goal achievements, cognitive or affective, and subsequently prove suitable for one or other types of teaching. Therefore, each model through its element of application context try to describe the feasibility of its use in varying contexts, achieving specific educational goals and demanding specific work environment. These are the fundamental elements of teaching models. Every teaching model is propounded with specific objectives, and accordingly there are differences in focus, syntax, social system, support system and application context. Thus, different elements of models are differing from one another. It is not possible to compare the elements of models with other models.